All right, folks, it's Tuesday, right on time, like we're supposed to be doing. You're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. My man Dusty Vision in the corner, ready to get busy. But before we get started, we got to do it like this, y'all. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park. You're live with your boy Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. We do this every Tuesday about this time, most of the time, but today we on time. Dusty, you ready? Let's get this party started, Doc.
Yeah. What is good, Lonzo?
Man, everything is good, man. I'm in a good mood. It's been a good week. It's been a good month. I got so much stuff going on this month. It's ridiculous. I didn't realize. I looked at my calendar how much I got going on this month, man. So it's kind of cool.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. A lot to talk about tonight. Shout out to the chat. Make sure you guys hit that like button before you get a little too comfortable. Hot off the press, Lonzo, we'll start with this. Wasn't in the plans to talk about, but since it's probably going to be the biggest news in hip hop for the next 24 hours, let's bring it up. As of the recording of this video right now, ASAP Rocky was found not guilty for the shooting of his friend. I watched most of the trial, probably about 25% of it on Law and Crime Trials YouTube channel. And I thought he was going to be another brother going down, man. It just, he pulls it out. So I guess all in all, it ended up being a prop gun that's used on movie sets and stuff like that. But let's talk a little bit about that, Lonzo, before we jump into any more stories. ASAP Rocky, man, how, let's say it went the other way. How bad could this be for someone's career, especially when they're at the top of it or, in their prime, like an ASAP Rocky, if they were found guilty?
Oh, career over, baby. You got to go park your ass down for 25 to life. If somebody died. Now, somebody died, right? His partner?
No. It was Los Angeles, first of all, so we know they ain't playing with guns. But no, he pulled it out, allegedly shot the guy in the finger, the hand, whatnot. But he was facing eight years, which at that point, yeah.
Well, you know what, man? I'm gonna take all that back. Today's time, 8 years, you come out to be a hero. You'll be dated as hell. You probably be hard to come back, but you'll come back to a hero's welcome, man. Like so many other cats who went to jail. Unfortunately, that just gives you more street cred. But again, since it wasn't a real gun, it wasn't an actual gun. It wasn't a lethal gun. It makes you also stupid to a certain degree because you're playing with something that it looks dangerous. And he said you shot the guy in the hand. I guess he got burned or something. Because
I don't know what I would think it was probably, from what I understand from watching the court, that it was more along the lines of scrapes. It didn't look like a gunshot wound or anything like that.
Because a prop gun, it has the sound. Some of them have the sound. It depends on the load. Okay. Some of them will just give you the muzzle flash. Some of them will give you actual sound depending on the budget of the production company. And sometimes they'll put that sound in post-production. But again, if you have one with a full load in it to get the full effect of the sound, you still gonna get some muzzle flash and some burn coming out of that doggone gun. Because that stuff it's a big firecracker. It's like sticking your hand in front of a goddamn cherry bomb or M80 or whatever. Depending on how much power, how far the hand is from the actual muzzle of the gun will determine your injury. So, but still, because rappers, they put themselves in such a high profile situation, they basically put targets on their backs every time they do anything. And he's a high profile cat. He got a little bit of money, and he gonna fight that case. He gonna spend a bunch of money to stay out of jail too. And that's what happens. But again, in this climate, he could have went to jail and came back a hero, man. But again, it was a fake gun. So now he gonna get the stupid jacket. It all depends, dude. It all depends on the narrative and how they twist it up. He got a PR team that's gonna twist this thing up so much, man. The guy who got shot gonna doubt if he got shot or not.
Yep.
Did I really get shot? You're gonna probably slid him a check, make an apology. Oh man, come on, dude. If one of them dudes do something to you, think about this, man. If ASAP Rocky got a little bit of paper, ain't that Rihanna's old man?
That's Rihanna's man.
Okay, you know damn well if she ain't gonna let him go nowhere, she got a whole pile of money to make sure he ain't going nowhere. In fact, I saw him go on to court with her the other day. One day they was going back and forth to court, and he got he looking like a square. And that's so funny. I mean, I respect the game, play the game, get your ass out of jail. Got his hair braided up nice and neat. He got a nice little suit on, looking like he looked just shy of a choir boy. Look, y'all know I'm not that guy. Did he get in trouble? No, that was Fetty Wap that got trouble overseas. But ASAP, he been.
You're thinking 21 Savage, I do believe.
Okay, everybody, yeah. So anyway, man, it's I'm glad to see the brother got off because that's a dumb case to get, man. That's a dumb case to get. 8 years for playing with a fake gun. You go to jail and feel very stupid the whole 8 years or however long time you in jail. You're gonna feel very stupid because you didn't have to do that. But again, these guys want to play a role. Everybody wants to be a badass till it's time to go to prison. Everybody want to be a badass till it's time to go to prison. Now, so as you get caught up, Yana, it wasn't me. I'm a church-going man. I do the gospel. No, man, you were supposed to be a badass, but you got caught up. Anyway, let's move on.
You may know this or may not, but what are the laws against or for carrying a fake gun, a prop gun, let's just say, and brandishing it and keeping it on you like it's a real gun? Look, pulling it on someone.
They don't give a fuck. Okay, BB gun, prop gun, real gun. You are brandishing a firearm in the city limits. Ask me how I know. Okay, brandishing a firearm in any city limits, it's punishable by jail. That didn't happen until the mid to late 80s. I got caught with guns multiple times back in the day, and they just took them and gave me a fine. Okay, it wasn't until I got my third gun case they actually was threatening me with jail time because the judge just got tired of looking at my black ass. I'm tired of looking at you as a nice guy, but you determined you're gonna be something too. I'm gonna give you something to think about. You told me if I catch you with a water pistol, you get caught in Compton with a water pistol, you're gonna get a year to think about it. And I ain't carrying no more pistols after that. Judge told me that.
Damn. Yeah, you made it out of that one. Let's talk about another person who made it out and ended up becoming one of the biggest superstars in the world, period. Snoop Dogg had a famous trial that I remember as a kid. I was a bit too young to really understand the impact of it at the time. In hindsight, I fully understand it. But what can you tell us about the Snoop Dogg trial that you remember specifically in the early 90s? Big rapper everyone was saying he's going to be the next big guy. He has the backing of a Dr. Dre, one of your people that you helped mentor and raise. But what were your thoughts about the whole Snoop Dogg trial back then?
I thought it was done. I thought it was done, dude. I thought it was done. It was. They said he was supposed to be someplace at a park or something. Got into it with a guy, and depending on who you talk to, Snoop shot him. Then the bodyguard shot him. Okay. But I don't know if he was big enough at the time to have a bodyguard. He hadn't made a record yet. I think he might have been on the Deep Cover soundtrack. I'm not sure, but he had not blown up yet. And that's not, after he beat the case, that's what made this album so anticipated. I know that it was supposed to be at a park. Some words was exchanged, and somebody died. And I think the bodyguard ended up saying he was the one that shot the guy. It wasn't Snoop. But yeah, it was a high profile situation because you got to remember now. Back then, MTV was the shit. We had our own hip hop and music had its own network, news network. All the musicians, anything happened in the music world, and that was one of the big stories for MTV News, man. I forgot Kirk something, Kobeck or something like that. He was the man talking about this whole situation, and it just made it that much more interesting because all this stuff was kind of new, and Snoop was new, and it just made a very
Kurt Loder. There you go. Good job, Mister.
Yeah, Kurt. Thank you, Doc. Yeah, it made for an interesting situation. Let me open my chat room up here so I can see what was in there. Yeah, it made it for an interesting situation, man.
Yeah, now that could have easily, let's see, Snoop would probably, in hindsight, just be getting out now. Let's think about it. Let's say if he did 25, you know, what's 93? He probably got out a few years back, maybe. Let's just say our math may be a little bit off, but
if you get 25, depending on how good you braid hair in jail, you might get out at 8 to 10. Stay out of trouble. You might make parole to maybe 10 or 12. Okay, you could possibly. It all depends on on the circumstance. They give you a minimum 25. You got to do that 25. But sometimes 25 to life could be 15, or it could be 22, it could be 20, depending on how you handle yourself in jail.
Yeah,
I know guys that got 25 end up doing 32.
Yeah, catch charges inside, get into trouble in there, and
yeah. So you get a full ride. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I meant to play this earlier, but here is the verdict reading of A$AP Rocky, and you could just tell, how happy he was. I was looking at his body mannerisms, and you could tell just before the judge reads the sentence, like his body just shifts, like, oh my God, this is going to be the change of my life, and he just gets so excited. He jumps into the gallery. But here's A$AP Rocky receiving the news that he was found not guilty.
The Los Angeles Superior Court, County of Los Angeles. People of the State of California versus Joaquin Mayers, case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of
Yeah, that could have been a whole different situation, Lonzo. Let's go back into the money aspect of this. Talk about how expensive it is to do dumb shit.
Man, people don't understand the level of expense that comes with being stupid. It's $15,000 just to fight a doggone DUI. It's $15,000 just to fight a DUI. I think your first one might be $7,500. And I know the second one is damn sure $15,000 because you're trying to stay out of jail now. Because the third one, you're going to jail. Give a fuck. You're going to jail. Okay? So you try to, then even if you do something slightly stupid and get an ankle monitor, they charge you for that. They charge you.
They charge you for the damn ankle monitor.
Installation, and they charge you a daily rate for having that damn thing on for a monitoring service. Yes, they do. Okay, if you have a DUI and get the little blow thing in the car, the little blow gizmos, you gotta pay for that every time. And if it blows, if you eat a poppy seed and it blows like you got weed, you gotta pay to you gotta pay for them to come out and reset it. Oh man, ain't nothing free in the so-called justice system, dude. Ain't nothing free in this justice system. Okay, yeah, you ain't home. You get to go to work. I mean, yeah, you're home. You get to go to work. But let your black ass not be in the boundaries of that damn ankle monitor at the time you're supposed to be there, and let it go off. See what happens. I work with some guys in a program, and they were all on. Everybody had ankle monitors. Everybody had ankle monitors, and they set them ankle monitors to a perimeter of the location where you're supposed to be. Okay, you can't go to the liquor store. You can't go to the hamburger stand. If you get within a certain distance away from that perimeter, that thing is going to go off. And when you get back, they're waiting on your ass with handcuffs. And if it's by mistake and they believe you, they're going to charge you for making them come out or whatever the case may be, resetting or whatever the deal may be. Oh yeah, it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Man, to get a lawyer to talk to you is 10 to 15,000. One of my folks got in trouble. Before the lawyer would come to the house, he needed 25,000, man, and the nigga was still in jail. So you got bail money plus 25 for the lawyer. If your bail is $500,000, That means they need 50,000 bond, which is 5 racks and a house. 5 racks in a house. Okay, 5,000 in a house. So then you got to get a lawyer 25,000 to come to represent you, and he ain't guaranteed he gonna take it to court. That's guaranteed him to show up to the house and talk to you. If he think you don't have a chance of winning, he gonna plead it out right there. He gonna start pleading with the DA. You can get a PD to do the same thing. Sometimes I would not want to be in front with hanging out with a PD, but depending on your lawyer, he may get you a better deal. But still, you out $30,000. And here's the question: is the situation that you dealt with, is it worth $30,000? And people don't put a value on the economics of stupidity. There is a financial price tag with all levels of stupidity. Now, if you do something stupid and you get hurt, the doctor ain't no joke. Okay, the hospital ain't no joke. You go in there with a broken leg, broken finger, you might cost you $10,000, $15,000 to get your finger healed up in a few hours in the hospital. Ain't bullshit, dude. If you ain't got no health care, you're gonna get minimum treatment, ain't gonna send your ass home. Minimum. If depending on how bad it is, you may be able to come back and get it looked at, but you gotta stand in long ass lines all day long because you don't have a regular doctor. Medication is high as hell. Casts are high as hell. That's why you see cats with fingers all disfigured and shit. You can't afford to go back to the doctor. They put it in the cast. They might yeah. They might put it in the cast. They might put it in the cast wrong. Ain't no free health care in America. They'll patch your ass up, but they're gonna give you the minimum shit. If they tell you, hey man, we can't pull this bullet out because you ain't got no insurance, but you can live with it in your right near your ass. Okay, you have a bullet in your ass the rest of your life. You're gonna be going off every time you go to the airport. Your shit gonna be beeping.
It's the bullet in my ass, officer. Sorry.
The bullet in my ass, officer. I can't help. Hey, all right, go, put your hands up by the X-ray. Scan your ass. Oh, there's the bullet is right there. He lying. That's real talk, man. So when you out here a simple fight, man, a simple fight, man, can get you just, dude, a nigga knock your teeth out. You ain't got no dental insurance. What you gonna do? Fake teeth cost a grip, okay? Fake teeth cost a grip. You got to go get you a job with some dental care to get your teeth fixed. If you ain't into working, you're gonna walk around here looking like a goddamn vampire. Dude, I got a quick story. True story. I'm at my club, the Current Affair. I think I told you this before. I'm gonna tell you again for those who are new viewers on the show. I'm at the club, the Current Affair. This lady was in the club. She was crying. And baby, what's wrong? How can I, what's wrong? What's wrong? One of my customers, I'm concerned. And her son, her nephew swore I did something to his auntie. He said, man, I don't know your auntie. I just want to know what's happening with her. Man, woo, 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 woo. And she said she saw the guy that killed her son in the club. And you let this nigga in the club? I don't know none of y'all, so I don't know who this. I can't control who come in the club. I don't know y'all like that. Make a long story short, no matter what I said, this dude kept on messing with me. And he kept on picking at me. And we finally decided to square, man, fuck it, let's go for it. I'm tired of your ass. First thing he said was, hold my teeth. Nigga, cook his teeth out and gave them to another nigga, okay? Took his whole top grill out. Nigga, what this nigga there? This nigga got portable teeth, okay? He got portable teeth, dude. And I'm like, oh no, man. Okay, fine. After I got over the laughing, we had to get him up for a minute and mess around there, man. Make a long story short, I ended up handcuffed in front of him all day.
Tell the whole story, man. No, tell the whole story. Don't make a long story short. This is good shit, man. Anybody who doesn't know the story, this is a good one. All right, so he takes out his teeth. What happened next?
We squabbing. We squabbing like two fools in the parking lot, right? My parking lot had a gravel like a pothole in there. And I tripped in the pothole, and I thought he was going to get me, but he didn't get me. My cousin went behind the bar, grabbed my .357 Magnum, and let off 2 shots in the air. Boom, boom. Fight break up. Fight over with temporarily. Okay? Somebody called the police. Somebody called the police, and Inglewood PD show up. Now, I'm trying to play. By the time the cops get there, I'm in the club. I'm DJing again. I'm trying not to be. I am not involved in this shit. I'm cool. I'm just straight up. I'm not involved. Cops come in the club, and they looking for the gun. Say, "There's no gun here, officer. We have no gun, officer. I'm not sure what you're talking about." Man, I told my cousin Joe, I said, Joe, take the gun, put it in the safe in the office. I have a drop safe. Just put the gun on top of the safe, turn the handle. It's going to be in the safe. They can't find it. And if they want to go in the safe, they got to get a warrant. This asshole takes the gun and put it in a phone book, okay? Takes the gun, put it in the phone book. Here is the gun. Here's the gun in the phone book. Okay, gun hanging out the phone book. Okay, behind the bar. Gun hanging out the phone book behind the bar. I'm DJing. The gun is right by the DJ booth is right by the back of the bar. I got to step up. I can touch the bar and come up the DJ booth. Cop took his flashlight. Were you in a fight tonight? I said, "Oh no, I no fight, officer. I was in a fight." What I did not know, when I fell, I ripped my pants from my knees to the ankle. My pants, my favorite pair, my favorite pair. I had a little two-piece suit. My favorite suit was ripped from it. I didn't know. From the knee to the ankle. I guess my adrenaline was flowing. Cop said, "Look like you've been fighting, sir. Step outside." When he takes me outside, he looks at the phone book. There the gun is. I'm handcuffed outside my own club. My cousin who did the shooting, he don't know nothing. He don't know nothing. My other doorman come out the back to see what's going on. He ended up handcuffed too. We both then handcuffed, and the cop was lying to us the whole time. Yo, if somebody was shot, and if you tell us now who was shot and who did the shooting, we'll go easy. You may get the fuck out of that bullshit. I know nobody got shot. Anyway, after about 45 minutes, they finally let us go. Meanwhile, the dude I was fighting with, whatever was on his mind, whatever he had been smoking, whatever he had been inducing, this fool argued with the police. Now he mad at the police. He ended up going to jail that night. Him and his fake ass teeth ended up going to jail that night. Let me get my teeth. Put him in his mouth. Went to jail with the police. No bullshit. True story.
Oh man, Marlon says another world-class ass whooping. Yep. Unc had to put down. That's one of my favorite stories right there. He said, "Hold my teeth, man." Hold my teeth, I wouldn't even be able to fight him after that. I'd just be like, "Damn."
Come on, man. That ain't fair. You can't beat me when I'm laughing at your ass. Yep. But these are Lonzo stories. These stories.
Oh, that's some good stuff, man. That's some good stuff.
That's true story. True story.
It's great because you could just paint the whole picture in your head. I could picture you there with your Jerry curl dripping, just looking like something out of a movie, a fake blaxploitation type of movie. But this is your real life.
True story, man. Dude, I wrote down a bunch of stories. I have about 40 of them total that I recalled. And this constantly gets added on to it. I think about different parts of my career, doing different things, fighting at Alpine Village, fighting at clubs, just situations that are happening. Not everything was a fight. Sometimes it's a situation that happened, man, and either it's a moral to the story or something stupid happened, or just, man, dude, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it if I was not there. I wouldn't believe it. Okay, it sounds like a lie. It's so damn crazy, but you know what? Life is some things in life you just can't make up, man. The imagination cannot produce some of the things that you experience in real life. Perfect example.
No one could write that. No one could write "Hold my teeth." No one could write that.
Right. Now, perfect example. I'm coming home down the 105 freeway the other day. I look to my left in the emergency lane. It's a motherfucker in a wheelchair coming down the freeway on the 105.
No, electric wheelchair. Get the
in the emergency lane, the dark part, not in the main lane. He's on the freeway.
No, I get you.
Coming down that 105 freeway. Got off of Vermont right behind me. No bullshit. No bullshit.
Yep. Welcome to LA, folks.
Welcome
to LA.
I saw a pack of
That's
mini
good stuff.
I saw a pack of mini bikes on the 105 also, headed toward the airport. It must be about 50, 60 mini bikes, quads, and some dirt bikes, just holding up traffic, going down the 105 freeway, popping wheelies and doing what they do. Like it ain't shit.
I see that shit often.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. Not 50 or 60 of them, but they're everywhere. What do you think about those little mini bikes? I fucking hate them. I want to just hit them with a dart or something. I live by a riverbed, so there's times where, 10, 15 times a day, you'll just hear somebody on one of those stupid mini bikes.
Man, look, as a kid, I was a mini bike loving fool, man. I've had multiple mini bikes. I worked on engines. I've done all kind of stuff. In fact, one of my first jobs was working on a lawnmower shop because I was so good with mini bikes. They hired me in a lawnmower shop. Same engine. And I've always been a small engine technician type cat. Worked on my daddy's lawnmowers, the whole 9 yards. And back in the day, you had to ride your mini bike on private property. So we went to parking lots. We go to the field not far from my house. You dare not get caught by the police with your mini bike. You dare not. If you did, they took your spark plug. They would take your spark plug and make you push it home. That's how they wouldn't give you a ticket. Every once in a while, they would, if you were doing too much, they throw you in the back of the seat and throw the mini bike in the trunk of the car and take you to jail. Every once in a while. But for the most part, if you got caught by yourself, as opposed to giving you a ticket, they would just get a pair of pliers, take your spark plug out, make you push the bike to the pad, and you do it again. If they caught you again, that's when you might end up in your mini bike end up in the back of the car. And even when I was a kid, man, I rode my mini bike. I lived one side of my street was dead end, so we ride up and down the dead end. If we saw the police, we pull over and sit on the sidewalk. We had more respect for the police than then. Did you see these fools the other day? Speaking of lack of respect for the police, fools in Compton shooting at the highway. Man, come on, dude. That's the kind of shit.
Talk to us, man. Talk to us, dog.
That kind of shit is gonna make them step up the street patrol so heavy. You're gonna think the military came up in this joint. You watch. When you start shooting at police, highway patrol, of all the branches of the law enforcement, highway patrol is probably the coolest of all. Okay, they only gonna take you to jail if you got a stolen car or you drunk driving. They're gonna give you a ticket. They're gonna talk to you like you got some sense. But for the most part, they don't do all the things that the sheriff does. They don't do what the LAPD does. They're pretty cool. They pretty much gonna give you a ticket, and that's what their job is to do, is give you monitor the streets. But when you shoot at highway patrol is like the first cousin to the police. They're not the same, but they're very tight. Okay, same thing with the sheriff. Highway patrol, when something happens in regards to a rough situation, the sheriff and the LAPD or any police department back up the highway patrol. They not no punks by themselves, but there's not as many. Well, they're statewide, but there's more cops in the area than it is highway patrol. What I'm saying is, though, when he went back to the station and told them or showed that police at a highway patrol car with holes in it, you niggas are messed up. I'm sorry, you fools are messed up big time. When they come out for these street takeovers, they're gonna come like the Gestapo, man. Somebody gonna tell on homeboy. They're gonna put pressure on everybody's ass out there to tell on homeboy. Because that's attempted murder on a police officer. That is attempted murder on a police officer, man. You can't do no shit like that and walk around here free.
They're gonna follow all those cars home on camera.
Yep. They're gonna follow everybody. Somebody who knew who that was, because he was doing it for the gram. You could tell by the way he was doing it. He was doing it for attention. Okay, let's see what happens now. You ever seen the police pull up in that riot, in riot mode. I was at the.
I've seen it in movies, not in person, I don't think, but definitely in movies.
I've seen it in person. When they had, I went to the Super Bowl 2022. I didn't park it. I couldn't afford to park at SoFi. I parked my car at my sister's house. She lived off of Crenshaw, and me and my friend walked from SoFi to my sister's house, which is about 1.5 miles. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad of a walk, but the police knew it was going to be some shit. They came out in a riot gear. When they come out in a riot mode, they have a van, have a truck, and nobody's inside the truck. They just hang off.
Yeah, I have seen that.
They hang up the side of the truck. I think it's about 10 of them. It might be 12, maybe 2 at the back. So they ready to roll your ass up instantly. Then behind that, they got the police vans. Okay, they was ready. That's when the Rams won the Super Bowl. We're not doing no rioting down here today, folks. You're not going to tear up this place. You're not going to do that. They came. They were so deep, it was ridiculous. I got my ass up out of there because when they go down, I don't want to be a victim or a witness.
That's funny, dude. Yep. I thought of something while you were talking. We're going to have to do a show of all of Alonzo's best stories. And that reminds me, if you guys have a favorite Lonzo story, post it in the chat, and maybe Lonzo will retell it again today before the show is over. I know personally my favorite Lonzo story of all time, and he told it several times in the past, is when the Asian guy you were talking shit to, he told you, go have a seat in my office, and then you realize you probably shouldn't have been talking shit to him.
That motherfucker changed my mind real quick. And when I tell these stories, it's like watching a TV show because this shit was happened. It was so vivid. Like, oh shit, he's giving me a serious talking about a message. He gave me a message. It's not gonna be this. We have no problem. We have no problem. Yeah, we do. No, we don't. We have no problem. Have a seat in my office. Gave me enough time to soak up all his awards, all his pictures. I came out that moment. I was ready to negotiate my ass. Like, okay, yeah, we don't have no problem at all. You're not gonna kick my head off. Anyway, man.
Love that. Hey, we're about halfway through the show, so I'm going to remind everybody to hit that like button if you haven't already. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. You are tuned into N.W.A. Stories with Alonzo Williams. I am Dusty Vision. We do welcome you to the show. And if you have any questions for the Godfather of hip hop, please comment down below. Rad77 says, favorite Lonzo stories when he said they threw that Hubba Bubba at him and it was snatching hair. I listen to that story at least twice a week. Damn. Which one is that, Lonzo? I don't know if I remember that one.
That's the one. That's the one that started off. I was on stage in Virginia, and I was getting all kind of love, man. It was I was blowed up that day. I was in DC and left DC and went to Virginia, and we was closing the show with Heavy D and some other folks, man. And it was been like 45 minutes had passed by. Nobody was on stage. And the crowd was real antsy. They was real antsy. By the time we got on stage, they wasn't feeling shit. They wasn't feeling shit. And I'd never been booed before, but they was on the way. They had to be in the first already lined up. And they was just throwing stuff, man. They was throwing like pennies and ice. Wasn't nothing heavy to throw, but they was throwing pennies and ice. And in DC, for the first time, I dropped my pants. And the girls went crazy. All the girls went crazy because in my line, I could Mel Exotic dancer for you. I danced with nothing but a G-string on my hip. And I dropped them pants, boy. I had a little something stuff in my drawers too. Oh, shit. Negro. It was on and cracking. If I'd have stayed in D.C., I'd have had about 40 kids after I left D.C. But I had to go to Virginia the same night and close in Virginia. We opened in D.C. We was opening for EU. They invited us to come do their homecoming party because at that time, EU and Turn Off the Lights was going back to back. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So we ran into them on the road and said, hey, man, we're doing our homecoming party. So we want y'all to open up for us or come out and be a part of the show. But we already booked for Virginia at the same time. But Virginia and D.C. is so close together, but you can't drive there. So we had to fly. Had to get a little crop duster, fly into Virginia. And by the time we got there, got to the plane, got set up, it'd been like an hour, ain't nobody been on stage. 45 minutes, ain't nobody been on stage. And the promoter started playing with our money. So we weren't in a hurry to get on stage. By the time we got our money straight, man, maybe an hour and a half then passed by. Ain't nobody seen nobody on the stage but the MC trying to stall. And they was not liking his ass. And they waited for us to close the show. And we started doing surgery and juice. And they was like, nah, they weren't feeling surgery and juice. But when we dropped that boom, 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 everybody started, hey, they got into it. They got into it. But they still, some cats on the front, they still was like, man, fuck y'all. Y'all ain't shit. You know, they throwing shit at us. And I had to go for the killer. Now, Battle Cat and Richie Rich, rest his soul, had walked off stage, left me and Mona there by ourselves. I'm the last one, okay? So by the time we get to my part, my second part, I did the opening and I did the closing. 4-part song, only got 3 guys. So I opened it up, did doing Dre's part, close out doing my part. So me and Mona was the last ones on stage, and they still throwing little ice and pennies and little lightweight shit. I dropped my pants, the girls go crazy. But the guys are not checking for this at all. They're not feeling me at all. And they throw a little something. So I did my part, got my little bows, got off the stage. As I was walking off the stage, something was pulling on right around my groin. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm walking, damn, what is this bite? Am I getting bit or what? I didn't know what it was. And I'm walking, and I kept walking, and I'm like, what the fuck? I kept feeling this pain right by my thigh. So I go to the dressing room, and I pulled my pants down. I didn't see nothing. At first, I didn't see anything. So I'm walking, put my pants back up, talking to my manager. I said, God damn, he said, what's wrong, man? I said, I don't know, boss. I said, man, something is biting the shit out of me. And we went into the bathroom, and I pulled my pants down and lifted up my nuts, and there was this big-ass wad of bubble gum giving me a bazillion wax. Every time I'm walking, this motherfucker is snatching hair out of my goddamn thighs, man, and off my nuts. Nigga, that shit, boy. I went from being the biggest head nigga in D.C. to nigga with gum on his nuts in Virginia. True story.
I do remember that one. Now that you say that, I love that.
I had helicopters and limousines inside the arena. I'm waving and shit, man. I'm telling the autographs by Jerry Curtis blowing in. We got a helicopter in the parking lot waiting for us, man. A helicopter waiting for us in the parking lot. Dude, do you know how big my head was? For a brother from Compton with a helicopter waiting on his ass. See, that's one thing I can say about when Swamp Dogg was our manager. Swamp Dogg didn't bullshit. Swamp Dogg had us in helicopters and chartered planes and shit, all kind of shit. He made sure, because I wanted to start doing 2 shows a night, because we was booking 3 shows a weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But sometimes we go on first, and we done at 8 o'clock. Oh shit, we done flew all the way to Louisiana, Mississippi, and you ever tried to back in the day be in Mississippi at 8 o'clock with nothing to do? Dude, ain't nothing on TV, ain't nowhere to go. You can't do shit till the next, but you can't wait till the next day is over with. Plus, you get back to the hotel, you still pumped up from the concert. And sometimes you'd be so far away from the arena, ain't nobody finding your ass in a hotel. I'm not fucking with that shit. So, Swamp Dogg started booking us other shows. We go first one place and close the next. And that's how the shit jumped off.
Nice. Speaking of planes, man, what's up with all these plane crashes, Lonzo?
When you fire
another one today that we had?
Nah, I ain't know about that.
Okay, well, you know about the 2 we had a couple of weeks ago, the one in D.C., then we had the one in Philly. Well, today, within the past 24 hours, a plane outside of Toronto, Canada, came to a landing, exploded in flames on impact, wings everywhere, 80 people on the flight, each one of them. If you've seen this impact, Lonzo, you'd be surprised that anybody will walk away, but all 80 people survived. A bunch of people went to the hospital. Is this a coincidence? What's going on, man? Because I travel a lot. I'm starting to get a little freaked out.
Dude, I gotta hop on a plane and go to Sacramento in a couple of weeks, man. You know, dude, when you got people, man, messing with you, when people just start taking people's jobs, it's already bad enough that being a air traffic controller is a very stressful job as it is. And you're worried about keeping your job, or you being overworked and they didn't fire so many other guys on your job trying to prove something that nobody asked you to prove. Ain't nobody asked you to mess with all these damn government agencies, and especially the FAA. Do you realize at some point in time the FAA gonna say, hey, man, you fucking with our money, man. You can't do this no more. Okay? Because the airlines have stockholders. Stockholders, stock is controlled by the Wall Street. When you start messing with the money, airline money, come on, man. They're just not getting their money back from the COVID shit. They just, man, you do not want to have any suspicion about the safety of air flight. It's already one of the most terrifying things you can do as it is. And to know that you had 3 of them crash in the last, 30 days? Come on, man. We ain't had no plane crashes in God knows how long. As soon as he came in the office, we had plane crashes. Back to back, running into shit. How do a helicopter and a plane run into each other? Hey, dude, come on, man. And then 2 or 3 days later, you have another one crash. Now you got another one. No, man, that ain't, dude. That's just straight up inconsistency, somebody ignorance, not knowing what they're doing. They think money is everything. Everything is about money. Everything is about money. You can't put enough safety in place to maintain people safe, enough people in place to maintain somebody's safety, man. There's no redundancy in safety, dude. That's why there is redundancy, because if somebody else misses it, or if a system misses it, or a computer misses it, there's a human being here to make sure that it happens right. No matter how many computers are in charge, there's a human being somewhere to monitor that computer, because chips burn out. Computer programs make mistakes. Shit happens. And you do not want to put everything in people's lives in charge, totally in charge of computers. I don't give a damn. Just like these damn self-driving cars ending up doing the wrong way on the streets and shit. Man, come on, miss me that bullshit, man. The technology is not there, and you're risking people's lives trying to force it on them too soon.
My worry also is, speaking of jobs, like you mentioned earlier, rogue people that are rogue pilots that just may decide to take a plane down. I'm not trying to give anybody any ideas, but I'm sure people have thought about that as well.
And man, you take enough planes down, you're gonna make somebody will put some pressure on somebody's ass. And homeboy, and he is not above pressure. He's not above pressure enough. I mean, hey, y'all fucking up. Okay, get this slant-eyed son of a bitch out of here. I don't know why he got anything to do with anything. No, dude, your whole life is based around fucking government subsidies, man. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You cutting off all these other programs. Meanwhile, homeboys getting a shitload of them government contracts, man. Miss me with that book. Some things you cannot corporatize, man. You cannot corporatize the FAA, man. You cannot put that in the private hands, dude. Corporations, they're gonna try and squeeze every hour out of a human being and every ounce, every penny out of a dollar. You can't do that, man. It's bad enough you got the colleges and Medicare and other programs in the hands of private industry. They don't care about people, man. All they care about is the dollar. When the dollar is your God, people have no chance. When the dollar is your God, people have little to no chance, man.
You're looking at Sharka. Appreciate you, man.
Where you at? I see you, boy. Much love to you, Doc.
Right there. Yeah, thanks. He actually has a question. He said, it's been a while since I showed some love to the channel. Shout out to Lonzo and Dusty. He wants to know what inspired Lonzo to write I'll Be Around. I
love that song. I love that song by the Spinners, but I want to do something different with it. At that time, house music was very popular, and I wanted to do a kind of a different kind of house version, just something different. You know, I was supposed to have pianos and shit in there. I did, but I didn't really want it to be I never want to do what everybody else does, and that's why it gets me in trouble. Either I'm gonna be a genius or an idiot, one or two. I wanted to do it a house feel, but not the basic house vibe. I mean the house sound. I wanted to have a house feel without a house sound. House, yeah. I wanted to feel up tempo in house, but not the same basic piano licks that all house music has. And I was breaking up with one of my girlfriends. We were still cool, and I just wrote the song, and that's what made me do it.
There it is. Good looking out, Rashard.
Much love.
Before we move on, Lonzo, I want to play this clip for you. Let's take a quick trip to the Niggaverse. We haven't been to the Niggaverse in quite some time, and before we end the show, I got to play this clip for you, being that we just passed Valentine's Day.
Right.
And Sexy Red recently said,
time for this one to come home.
Come home. Let's bring it home, baby, to the Niggaverse, man. Sexy Red talks about the time her boyfriend robbed someone on Valentine's Day for her. Quote, "It was so sweet." Here is Sexy Red.
The most romantic somebody did for me, it was my first boyfriend. I was just in high school. He was a little older than me, and it was Valentine's Day. I'll never forget. He robbed somebody and gave me the money and gave me the bill he stole, and it was just so sweet because he was out of breath and stuff. He's like, "Here, I just got this for you." I was like, "Oh, so sweet. Thank you," because nobody never did nothing like that for me. He stole from me, so I'm like, "Oh, you did that for me, really?"
How old were you?
I was like 15. I was 15. Yeah, 15. That was my first boyfriend. And that's the first time somebody ever had got me a gift or tried to do something for me. And I know he didn't have it. So the fact that you still made a way and you did what you had to do, that was nice. And it was only $13, but it was nice.
Talk to me, Lonzo.
What can I say? What can I say? Ignorance is as ignorant does. Like, you can't fix stupid. There is no pill. There is no cure. All the therapy in the world can't fix stupid. And I know she was 13 and she was a youngster, but still, to tell somebody that right there makes you even sound more stupid. Yeah, I do.
Thank you, Rad77.
You know, that's the chlamydia queen, man. What can I tell you, dude? I see you, Rad. Much love to you, Doc. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good looking out, good looking out. He said, "I like the songs Lovers more than Turn Off the Lights." Lovers next to Turn Off the Lights was your biggest hit, probably, you said, right?
Lovers was our breakout hit, tell you the truth. That's the one that gave us our reputation. And we was trying to be more dance floor shit, and we ended up being more slow song shit. So, you know, you can't get mad at you can't pick your level of success. And when people start liking a certain thing, you got to give them what they want. And that's what we did. That's how you got to Turn Off the Lights. Lovers was 8 minute. Lovers was 8 minutes long, and it was hard to get it played on the radio. But they played it. They played it all the way to the last metric, to the last beat. But you never. I don't hear it anymore on the radio. I don't hear it anymore. Turn Off the Lights just kind of made people forget about it, and that's funny, man. How one record can totally all but cancel out nothing. And Turn Off the Lights was a big radio hit, man. I mean, Lovers was a big radio hit for us, dude. Big radio hit, and it just I don't hear it. I don't hear it in anything anywhere.
Damn.
You know?
Rad7, how does this make you feel, Lonzo? He says, "Yep, my grandma used to play that song all the time."
Wow, that's funny. That's funny. Man, I can't get mad at nobody. I mean, shit. You figure based on how old I am, I'm quite sure your grandmama did. Shit. Grandma, that was one of them lowrider songs, man. That song has been on all kind of lowrider soundtracks, more than Turn Off the Lights. So yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. I'm seeing a lot of good comments. Keep them coming. Let's see. Let's go with this question, Lonzo. Can you repeat that Lonzo story about a dude called Head and Shoulders?
That's my boy Jay. Rest his soul, man. Jay and I, Jay lived in Ujima Village, and he was always a well-dressed dude. And he messed around there, went to jail, and got valley fever. That's what it was, valley fever. And now I got a couple of stories about Head and Shoulders. We talking about the one with the stolen car or just in general, because he and I had a pretty rich history together. But his neck was fused to his shoulder, and that was his nickname, Head and Shoulders. The kids called him Head and
We
Shoulders.
were so cold back then, but we were friends, and if that was my best friend, I'd call him Head and Shoulders too. It was just nowadays that's bullying. Don't say that. That's mean, but that's what we did.
Responded to what you want, man. Nigga, fuck you, your mama. Your mama got Head and Shoulders. Yeah, he knew it. That was his nickname. That was his nickname. His real name was Jay Pollard. Good dude. But he liked Robin Banks. That was his thing. He was still shit.
He's the one. They're gonna find him in the lineup, dog. Yeah, the guy with the neck connected.
Actually, truthfully, he went to jail for robbing banks, and then he got the valley fever while
gotcha.
So when he came out, he had the thing. But yeah, man, he was the one that when we first connected, I caught him stealing my boy's car. He was at the club, and he was stealing my boy's 64 Chevy. And my boy came out. He came to, hey, Lonzo, check out my ride, man. What ride is it? What you got, man? I got me a 64, bro. Where's it at? Out in the parking lot. So we go to the back window of the club, and he trying to point the car out to me. I said, which one is it, man? Oh, man, it's the one with the hood up. Oh, shit. So I run out behind him. He run outside to try and jam homeboy up about stealing this car. And as soon as he said, man, what you doing? Homeboy turned around and gave him a 2-piece. Plop, plop. And he goes, oh, shit. He started seeing other shit, the little stars and shit. And we started running. Well, I wasn't going, it wasn't my car, but I wasn't going for no ass whooping for my ass in the car. So I went to grab my 25 on my ankle. So I'm trying to run and hop and get this pistol off my ankle. I got a holster on my ankle. I'm running and hopping, trying to get this pistol off my ankle. He saw me trying to get my gun, so he running. This brother ran so fast and so hard that, first of all, he was probably one of the most well-dressed car thieves I've ever seen in my life. Brother had on biscuits and a full-length leather jacket. As he's running, we're in the back parking lot of the club. As we're running around the club, this thing is digging in, and biscuits back in the day had metal taps on them. This nigga shit's kicking up sparks. Okay, his taps is kicking up sparks, and his leather jacket is damn near flying out like a cape. I'm not bullshitting. We running to the gas station because on the corner, Avalanche again, there's still a gas station there. We run to the gas station. I'm right behind him. He busts another right on the corner and runs into the club, runs into Jesse's downstairs. He runs into the club. My security guard, Hoo, the big old 6'6", big old linebacker. No, I'm sorry, guard. Tackle. He's more of a tackle. He wasn't no guard. Too big for a damn guard. Anyway, Hoo always on the phone talking to his girlfriend. He was big old simp. Hoo grabbed him. So Hoo went to pay phone. Hoo grabbed Jay, and he holding Jay. By this time, Alan staggers around the corner, try and get some shit, get a lick or two back on Jay. Jay pumped up, and as soon as he see Alan coming, Alan went to hit him. Jay slipped a punch. Alan hit the payphone, broke his hand, and 35 cents fell out. All while Hoo was holding. There's no bullshit. And I called the police. We held it, and Hoo held it for the police, and his ass went to jail. While he was in jail, he got picked up. He said he got out of jail for that. And then before he left the court, they pulled one of them. He had happened to him twice. He'd already had a warrant out for him for one of the bank robberies. And when he went to jail for that, they ran his shit. And that's when they found he was a bank robber. And then while he left the state, he said he left the state and he was supposed to go home, and the feds was waiting on his ass. So he had to go do another 2 years for the feds. But when he came out, he wasn't mad at me. He was like, hey, man, dude, I apologize. I was doing too much, blah, blah, blah. And we became friends. By that time, he had got the valley fever, and it was in his neck. And in order to keep his head up from bobbling around, they fused his head to his shoulders, and that's where his name came, Head and Shoulders.
Damn, dude. Yeah, everyone's saying your stories are the best, man. We might end it with this one here. We got about 5 minutes left. Rad77, thanks again for the donation. He wants to know, Lonzo, how much money did McCullough Records owe you when you tore the office up with that golf club?
I don't know how much he owed me. I would say, man, he probably owed me about $7,500, maybe 10 grand. Because there was a whole pallet of records back there that was missing. And I went back, there was still some there, but it wasn't nowhere near the amount that was supposed to have been there. And I could have probably squeezed him for more money, but you know, I've always been a businessman. 5 grand in the hand beats 75 or 2,500 in jail. So when he when Unknown gave his secretary the heads up, he had money waiting on me. When I came in and tore up his office and started, he just went in his drawer and just threw me a stack of money. Hey, just stop, please, be cool. So I'm sorry. Fuck you. I kept on tearing up shit for a minute. And then I wasn't mad no more when I realized it was 5 grand. So okay, cool. I'm gonna leave it out of here. But I still got all my records. I got the rest of the records though. That was the main thing. I got the records and the plates. Still got them to this day.
Now I know you and Unknown have been friends for years, and you were definitely friends back then. What was his involvement in this whole story? I don't know if I even knew that he was involved. You mentioned he gave us, yeah.
Me and Unknown were the last two in McCullough before when McCullough was going through his shit with his new partners. We were the last ones there. Okay, so I told Unknown what had happened, and we kind of plotted the thing together. Unknown kind of primed him. I was pissed off coming to kick his ass, and I don't know what you did to Lonzo, but he is mad as fuck. He coming to kick your ass today. And Don, oh yeah, okay, Lonzo's okay. And he was, trying to blow me off. I ain't taking the blow off. No. Give me this 9-iron. I'm gonna tee off on your goddamn desk and this TV set over here and this other shit. And get off the goddamn phone too. I wasn't going. I was in disrespect mode to the highest level. I was in the highest level of disrespect mode. Fuck the phone call. Fuck your TV. Give me this 9. I'm taking your 9-iron and tearing up your shit because you done pissed me off. And when he realized I wasn't bullshit, that's when he went in his drawer and threw me at freshly stacked, because I didn't want to have to give me no check. He gave me a fresh stack of money. No bullshit.
Now, a lot of you who are new to the show may recall there is a similar scene in Straight Outta Compton where Ice Cube does exactly what Lonzo is saying. To the best of your knowledge, Lonzo, did Ice Cube really do that, or was he taking his story from Lonzo's book? No,
he did it for real. He did it for real. It ain't no joke. But it might have been a play out of Lonzo's book as well. See, a lot of the shit, it's people don't.
He does that laugh. Just about to get real.
I was the crazy one back in the day. I had to be half-ass crazy, man. Everything we did, everything that happened in West Coast hip hop back in the day, I was one of the first ones to do it. And he was always being challenged, man. I've never been a thug, and I never carried myself as a gangbanger or a bad guy. And people would always try me. And when you tried me, I let you know I wasn't no punk. I didn't bully nobody, pick on nobody. If you whoop my ass, you okay. But if I whoop your ass, I'm gonna try and be cool with you at least. I ain't got a whole lot. I'm not undefeated. I'm not gonna sit there and tell you that, guy. I'm not undefeated, but I'm 100% respected. That's for damn sure. If we fight, you're gonna know you in a fight. There will be a remnant of this altercation. That's always been my MO. It will be a limp or a bite mark or something. It's gonna be a memory of this altercation. Okay, and that was always my. Hey man, I ain't got to kill you, but I'm gonna make you think he was gonna die. And
there it is, man.
And again, Doc, like I said, it was not trying to be bad, because you could not dog people out and still make money with them later on. You can't do that. Not my business. I'm primarily a club owner, dude. I ain't got time to go over my shoulder. I'm not gonna stomp nobody out. If I do that, that nigga gonna be looking for me forever. Get him up off of me. Earn his respect. He got mine. I got his. He got mine. All right, it's over with. That was the early 80s, man. Guys didn't fight to kill. It wasn't about that. It was about, all right, man, I'm gonna test your shit, and if your shit ain't up to par, I'm gonna punk you. No, we're not going for no punking. But I'm gonna let you know my shit is up to par. That's all it was, man. Different era, different mindset. Folks did not fight. It wasn't about fighting to the kill. It was about fighting for respect.
Mm-hmm. There it is, man. Let's go on and call it a night, Lonzo. That hour flew by. Any last words? You want to hit them with that outro? Any questions that you guys got? I got you, man. We'll get you on the next show. Make sure you guys tune in next week.
All right, folks. For those who never heard of me, I'm the first one to put Dr. Dre in the surgery, stuck ice cube in the freezer until it got cold on the eve after dark, 50-yard line to Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they played me like a hater of rap. Don't believe that Hollywood bullshit because it was all cap. My history goes deeper than you will ever know. Just remember that N.W.A. stands for Not Without Alonzo. Peace, folks.